If your dog sleeps next to you at night, you might think it's just cute. It's not. What your dog is actually communicating in those quiet hours could change the way you see your entire relationship. And if you've been misreading it, which most owners do, you may have been overlooking signals they've been sending you for years. Before we go any further, this is Canine Mind. If you care about truly understanding your dog, not just owning one, subscribe right now. What we're about to unpack goes much deeper than most people realize. Let's start with the first truth most owners get wrong. 1. It was never about warmth. A lot of people assume the reason their dog climbs into bed is simple. You're warm, the room is cold, case closed. But here's the problem with that theory. Dogs are incredibly good at finding comfortable places to rest. They'll choose couches, rugs, crates, sunny spots by the window, even cool tile in summer. If temperature were the only factor, they have options. So why do they repeatedly choose you? Because sleep is when a dog is at their most vulnerable. In the wild, resting meant risk. A sleeping animal is exposed, unaware, defenseless. And yet, your dog walks past every other soft surface in the house and settles beside a human many times their size. That isn't about heat. That's trust. Modern research on canine attachment has shown that dogs form bonds with their owners that closely resemble the attachment patterns seen between infants and caregivers. When your dog sleeps next to you, they are saying something without words. That is not small. And here's something most people ignore. If your dog suddenly stops sleeping near you after doing it consistently, don't dismiss it.
We'll come back to that at the end because the reason matters more than you think. 2. They're merging their scent with yours. Have you noticed your dog circling, pawing, or pressing against you before settling down? That's not random movement. Dogs experience the world primarily through smell. Their scent glands, especially around their paws and skin, leave subtle chemical traces wherever they rest. When your dog chooses to sleep pressed against you, they're not just getting comfortable, they're blending scents. In the animal world, shared scent equals shared belonging. In packs, members recognize one another through a communal odor profile. When your dog repeatedly sleeps against you, they are reinforcing a shared identity. You and I belong to the same unit. This is also why your dog may sniff you intensely when you come home from somewhere new. You smell different, foreign, disrupted. That nighttime closeness, part of it is restoration. And if that perspective shifts how you see those quiet cuddles, make sure you're subscribed. Understanding your dog on this level changes everything about how you relate to them. 3. They believe they're guarding you. Have you ever noticed your dog chooses specific spots at night? Near the door, at the foot of the bed, along your back, sometimes even between you and the entrance. That placement is not accidental. Even the most pampered house dog carries ancient instincts. For thousands of years, survival depended on vigilance. Someone had to stay alert. Someone had to respond first. In wolf and early dog groups, resting didn't mean total vulnerability. There was always positioning, strategic alignment. When your dog sleeps facing the bedroom door, they're watching the entry point.
When they sleep near your head or along your spine, they're placing themselves in what their instincts interpret as a protective position. Will they necessarily confront a threat? Maybe, maybe not. But in their mind, they have assumed a role, protector. That sense of responsibility isn't something you trained into them consciously. It's embedded. And every night they show up to that position again, they are fulfilling it. Now pay attention to this next part, because how they sleep tells you even more. 4. Every sleeping position carries a message. Does your dog curl tightly into a ball? That posture protects the abdomen and vital organs. It's a semi-guarded position. If your dog consistently sleeps near you but stays tightly curled, it may indicate comfort but not total surrender. It's trust with a layer of caution. Now, what about when they stretch out completely, legs extended, belly exposed, sometimes even on their back? That is vulnerability at its highest level. The abdomen is one of the most sensitive areas on a dog's body. Exposing it during sleep means they believe nothing in their environment, including you, poses a threat. That level of relaxation is earned. And what about when they turn their back to you? Some owners misinterpret this as distance. It's the opposite. In canine social behavior, turning one's back is a display of trust. And then there's full body contact, pressed against your legs, wedged against your ribs, sometimes in positions that look uncomfortable. That isn't clinginess, it's bonding intensity. They are minimizing physical distance because closeness equals security. 5. They adjust their rhythm for you. Here's something most people never consider.
Dogs are naturally wired for activity patterns that don't always perfectly align with human schedules. Their alertness peaks are influenced by ancestral hunting cycles, dawn and dusk. Yet bonded dogs frequently shift their routines. They stay awake when you're active, they settle when you settle. They anticipate your bedtime. Some even position themselves before your alarm goes off. Studies observing domestic dogs living closely with humans have shown synchronization effects. Over time, dogs adapt their rest and activity cycles to mirror their owners. Think about that. An internal clock shaped by thousands of years of evolution gradually adjusts, not because it has to, but because attachment motivates alignment. They want to exist when you exist. They want to rest when you rest. That kind of synchronization isn't mechanical, it's relational. 6. They sense your emotional state before you do. Have you ever had a stressful day and noticed your dog unusually close that evening? That's not coincidence. Dogs are exceptionally sensitive to changes in human physiology. When you're stressed, your breathing shifts, your posture changes, your tone tightens, your scent alters due to hormonal fluctuations like cortisol. Your dog detects these signals long before you articulate them. Research has shown that dogs can differentiate between emotional tones in human voices and even respond differently to stress-related scents. When they sleep beside you, they're in direct contact with your breathing rhythm, your heart rate, your micro-movements. Night after night, they learn your baseline. So when something changes, anxiety, illness, grief, they notice the deviation.
That's why some dogs become more physically attached when their owner is sick or emotionally distressed. They are responding, not out of obligation, out of connection. Now we need to address something important. 7. If they suddenly stop, pay attention. If your dog has slept beside you for months or years and then abruptly chooses a different place, do not ignore it. Dogs are creatures of habit. A behavioral shift this significant is rarely random. Sometimes the cause is physical. Pain, joint discomfort, illness. These can drive a dog to isolate or choose surfaces that feel better on their body. If an older dog changes sleeping patterns suddenly, a veterinary check is wise. Sometimes it's environmental. A new pet, a new person, rearranged furniture, subtle stressors that may seem insignificant to you but feel destabilizing to them. And sometimes it's emotional. Dogs associate spaces with experiences. If something frightening or stressful occurred in the bedroom, they may avoid it as a protective measure. The key is this. When your dog chose to sleep next to you, that was deliberate. If they withdraw, that is also deliberate. It is communication. The nightly ritual of sleeping beside you was never trivial to them. It was trust, identity, protection, synchronization, emotional attunement. So the next time your dog curls up beside you, don't reduce it to something small. Ask yourself, what are they really saying? And more importantly, are you listening?